Yo guys, my name is Ward, also called by W, and today we're doing a Power Rankings video on the new season of PPL, the Poképlay Pro League, Season 5, with my good friend Antti.
Hey, hello everyone. Hope everyone's doing fine. Been a bit rusty on VGC, but happy to come back here.
Glad you are here, Antti. We are giving an overview or our opinion on all the teams participating in this season. Take things with a grain of salt. We're just giving our opinion, what we think of the team. We are also playing in Regulation MA. We know MB is right around the corner, but we are going to stick with MA for this season.
Yeah, because when MB was announced, or when it was going to happen or not, the league was not created, or was the rules were not, or just recently set in stone. So it would be awkward to change everything. What we do today, of course, is go over the teams and the two separate divisions that we have. Now, just realize, just like W said, that it's all fun and games. Don't take it too seriously. We may be wrong. We may be right. It's just what we think based on our knowledge and opinions of the players, of course. But there can always be surprises.
Yes. All right. That being said, we're going to dive right into the first team.
For the first team, we begin with the Sanjuin Star Raptors in the red division. The coach is Inewiller. So for this team, we followed a point draft system, like it's mostly known. And Sanjuin Star Raptors has decided to pick. The first pick they did was the one of the most, if not the most powerful Mega in the game, Mega Floette, with the Fairy Aura ability, of course. He combined it with the Garchomp, Whimsicott, Sinistcha, Mega Aggron, Tauros, Paldea, the Aqua Form, Weavile, Rotom-Fan, and Charizard, which also means that they decided to draft one last mon, which was permitted. So overall, I see a really strong team. He drafted the Garchomp, Whimsicott, and Sinistcha. Yeah, the Sinistcha and Whimsicott, especially for speed control options. You have this Tailwind option and a Trick Room mode. Hospitality healing is always nice to keep that. Mega Floette healthy. The Mega Aggron is a bit of a meme in MA regulation. Doesn't mean it's bad or anything. It's like still a really good mon, pure Steel type with filter, which means that super effective moves get reduced. So, which means he has like a really, really solid wall in front of him, very defensive as well. Mega Floette, who can go full glass cannon mode or more like setup mode. So it's definitely a threatening team. The only thing I'm a bit worried about is the support around it. Like the Weavile, okay, provides fake out support and knockoff support, and also helps with the flying types with Triple Axle or Icicle Crash. But I don't really see how Rotom Fan works or Charizard can work in this team. The Charizard is probably picked for the soul if you need solar power. It just like I said, I'm a bit rusty in the VGC meta, so maybe Inewiller says something great in Charizard, has a good plan with it, but I think it's a bit. I don't see how what he could have done, like or picked another mon maybe. He is very point heavy in his team with the Floette, Garchomp, Whimsicott, and Sinistcha, which already totaled 71 of his 100 points. So I hope it doesn't handicap him that much. But yeah, it's a bit of mixed team. How would you see this one, W?
Yeah, he has a very strong core with his Mega Floette, Garchomp, and Aggron as his Fairy, Dragon, and Steel type core. But I think he has very much trouble with Fire type Pokemon. You got Tauros Aqua breeds, but is not the most powerful Pokemon, and you got your Garchomp with Rock Slide and Stomping Tantrum of Earthquake. But I think it
Yeah,
will struggle with getting KOs to protect that Aggron, and also Fire types resist Fairy type moves from Mega Floette.
yeah. I think what I'm also seeing is if you get rid of the Garchomp like rather early with a Fairy type or an Ice type or something, or maybe burn it in some way or form. Like this team is very weak to fire types in general. Like there are not a lot of like the Whimsicott dies to it, Sidisha can die to it. Even Aggron, okay, with Filter it can neutralize it a bit, but Weavile gets easily KO'd with it. And I think that's like with the Charizard Y that has been drafted. In there, and Cinder's also been drafted. Mega Dragonite, also Mega Delphox. So there are a lot of strong fire types being drafted right now, especially with Sun being that prevalent. I Yeah, it's gonna be. I think that's gonna be like a struggle point to that. How he's going to deal with strong like fire type attacks. The Intimidate, although a good ability, it has been seen in MA. It's not been really that useful. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's the difference between lettering and draft, of course. So maybe it can find some way here or there. But yeah, I'm a bit worried about the team. You have the Mega Floette, but I don't know for sure how good it's supported to really shine, because Mega Floette needs that team around it a bit, in my opinion, to fully shine. And I don't know if the pieces in the Uller drafted are really were the best choices. But like I said, it could be something I am not seeing at this point. But yeah, that's a bit of my opinion. Also, the fact that you don't draft 10 months, that's a bit of a risk as well, because yeah, that's one less Pokemon for your opponents to prep against. And yeah, that and seeing um, the fire type weakness there, like Mega Charizard, if he faces the Mega Charizard Y team or another levitating Firemon or a strong Firemon, like I think his team is going to get in some troubles, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think his support is okay. Has it intimidate, fake outs. He can will-o-wisp with rectify. You can see that his whole team is mostly built around Aggron and Floets to
Yeah,
protect, and the other Pokemon are just there to KO all the Pokemon that threaten Aggron and Floets.
yeah,
That's basically the team I'm
that's
seeing.
yeah, but I think you can do that with a Mega Floette, and I know Mega Aggron is also can be very strong. Um, but yeah, I'm just thinking, is it enough to go really deep into the draft league? That's how I'm seeing this. Like, if you go to the averages, like it's not that bad, to be honest. If averages of the team is pretty good, like 96 attack, 106 defensive, 91 special defensive, 95 speed. Is just like average and everything. The only thing that's like really low or slow is the 73 HP. So if he wants to run bulky, like I think people can see that maybe a lot of it is invested in the HP stat to cover for that. If I look at the team as well, I think the only one who gets like above 80 is a Garchomp. All the rest is like around that 70 mark. So yeah, the bulk comes from the defensive or special defensive stats mostly, but yeah, I don't know if it's gonna how it's going to go with the team. It's a bit a coin flip in my opinion. I can be totally wrong because he has still strong Pokemons like Mega Floette, Garchomp, Whimsicott, Synestia, they are really, really strong. I just don't know how well Weavile and a normal Charizard would work in a draft league at this point. The Road to Fan is nice because you have you have like Road to Wash kind of support with Will-O-Wisp, Volt, a pivot option. But I think this key team can go either doing very good, like topping topping in the standings, like getting that second from first to third place, or it can end up like bottom of the table. That's how I feel. There's no like it's going to do really well or like really bad, but depending on the coach, of course, how he plays with it and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's always the case. Uh, in my experience, Inneweller is quite a good uh, trainer, so I think
Mm.
he very much know how this team will work and how to play with it. So I'm confident that he will um, get many wins.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm a bit rusty, so take my opinion, of course, with a grain of salt. But if you say so that he is a very good trainer and knows what he's doing, then I think, that I'm also more leaning. I trust your instincts in that, and leaning more on the he's going to do very well. But I think he has like a bit of glaring weaknesses that he needs to worry about and needs to be prepared for. I think that may be the conclusion here for the Sanguine Star Raptors.
Mhm.
Unless you want something to add to it.
No, I think that's our conclusion.
Okay, then we can go to the next team, the Power Knight E-Speeders.
All right, the Power Knight E-Speeders are the next team in our list, coached by Xuan VGC, and Akram. Very good players.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted Cleavor, Palafin, Politoed, Dragonite, Scizor, Incineroar, Gengar, Heliolisk, Scovillain, and Mega Kangaskhan. You see, right off the bat, they are drafting a rain team. Um, I think Mega Dragonite is a very underrated Pokemon, especially in Draft League. It's so versatile in his move pool. Scizor is protected in the rain by fire moves. Still weak to fire moves, but it's a bit protected by that. I see Intimidate. I see uh, Palafin is a very good Pokemon with his priority Jet Punch. Cleaver is a very good Pokemon with um, Stone Axe to set up Stealth Rock. Hazards are not
Mm-hmm.
that great in VGC, but for Draft League it could be very, very good. Incineroar is one of the best supporting Pokemon there is. And Mega Kangaskhan, very bulky, hard to knock out. Can, with his parental bonds, can hit opponents twice in a row. And last but not least, Covellan has Rage Powder to support the team, and Redirection. Because
Yeah.
Rage Powder is very good, because Rage Safety Call is not in the game.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, for me, I remember being in the draft and seeing it and thinking, what are they doing there? Like, what is their draft going to be? But now, with everything concluded, I think they also said that they really wanted to focus on value picks, and I think they really succeeded in there. They got that Cleaver was their first pick, which was a big surprise for I think many. Now, I wouldn't be the first one to pick it, but Cleaver was what is a mon that is very targeting in regulation MA, especially with how the things were developing. A lot of people, I think, even in Indianapolis regional, were bringing Cleavor or something like that. Face that Mega Charizard. Why? Because it's a mon that can take a heat wave in the sun and also provide like a one-hit KO and the hazard support, or like even if it hits a Stone Axe with sharpness boosted and stab, it's going to hit and 130 attack. It's gonna hit really really hard either way. And you set up Stealth Rocks for if that Charizard comes in, that's going to hurt either way. They also drafted quote unquote cheap rain team because normally you're maybe going for developer and the Archelodon, but they chose to go for like Politoed the Mega Dragonite. Mega Dragonite has been seen in many rain teams, but it's not necessary to bring it because Mega Dragonite or Dragonite in general is such a versatile mon with such a wide move pool. You can run it either way as indeed a rain spammer team or like just with a lot of coverage. With the rules of the game, the Pokemon or the Mega Pokemon just needs to hold the Mega Stone, but doesn't need to Mega Evolve. Oh, even then you can go like the full physical Dragonite. It's really hard to prep against because it can cover so well. The scissor pick is also nice because technician bullet punch is gonna hurt either way. So that's something you have to take care of. Gengar is also still a good mon in my opinion. The poison type for fairies, Ghost can hit really well. That's also really really good speed. Heliolisk also like good electric option that works really well in the rain. So I think that they have a lot of threats in their team, but like I said, the value picks that they wanted, they really did. They really picked carefully what they were going to pick, and I think as you can see, like they drafted Mega Dragonite for 17 points, Incineroar for 18 points, Mega Kangaskhan for 19 points. Those are also, and Politoed for 10, like those are high scores, but they filled up their team very nicely with mons that are lower in points, but still like very threatening, like a Cleavor, like a Gengar, like Heliolisk, like Scovillain, like a Moody boosted Scovillain is always a risk to if it gets a boosted special attack and it didn't use overheat or something, or it did use overheat, like then it's only -1 instead of -2. Or if it gets a special attack boost without that's overheat is going to hit stronger. So yeah, I think it's a really hard team to prep against, especially against two really really good players. They do really well in VGC. They do also very well in draft. They know each other like they known each other for a long time, so they know their ins and outs. They know how each of them plays. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really really strong team in this division.
Yeah, for sure. I don't see a weakness at first glance. It's just so balanced and
Mm-hmm.
very good drafted.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's cheap rain, but it doesn't feel cheap. Like you have
Yeah,
like the not first op. They all how it feels like is they went for the second best option in a lot of slots, but the second best options are still like very very good options, if you know what I mean. And not on every spot, like I said, the Cleavor or the Incineroar are like good examples of ones that are really really good or like first pick options for if you want that role in your team. But like a Mega Kangaskhan, especially with all the nerves it has gotten, it's not like the first Mega you think about. But if you can draft it at as your last pick, like that's like a genius move to make because like a lot of people finalize their draft or are finalizing their draft. So you can easily. There were a lot of megas still in the open that, like a Mega Frostlass was there, a Mega Gardevoir was there, that they could have drafted. But Mega Kangaskhan is still very strong with like. I think you can just run fake out a last resort, and then you have like a really really strong mon there. Um, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how this team does. Like I said, I think they're going to do very well. Um, yeah, especially for that Heliolisk. I'm also looking at the abilities right now. It can fit into any weather. Like it has dry skin if you're going to run that heavy rain team. It has sand veil. If you're going against a sand opponent, and it has solar power if you're facing a heavy sun team. So it can it's very adaptable. I think every opponent, every like a lot of the key Pokemons that they have are so versatile. Um, are either versatile, I would say, or like very very strong that you need to consider what they're going to do. Um, so yeah, I think this team is like really really good. Also, if you look at the average stats, they lean more to the physical offensive sides a bit more. But even if you're looking at the averages of the special attack, it's 93 versus 109 in the physical attack, so that's pretty well balanced. Average stat total of their team is 544, which is also rather high, I think. If we're looking at they have the highest base stat totals of this draft division. So yeah, I think that also says enough about how strong this team can be.
Mm-hmm. You got pretty much everything. You got the bulk, you got the power, you got the priority, you got redirection, you have speed control
Mm-hmm.
with Tailwind Dragonite. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
so good.
yeah.
I don't have.
You don't have a lot. You don't have a lot of glaring weaknesses. Okay, you have to be careful about um, electric spam, I guess, because you don't have like anything that is immune to it.
True. Yeah.
If I look at it, but yeah, there are a lot of resistances to that. Like you have the Heliosco villain for electric, and even if you bring the Sco villain to redirect, with no safety goggles, they can cover it really well. They also have a lot. I think two good fake out user in Kangaskhan and Incineroar. So yeah, I think they have a really really strong team,
Yes.
and I think people need to be really really careful about them. It's going to be a hard team to prep against, and that's the general conclusion for me.
Yeah. For me too. All right. That being said, we're going to the next team.
Yeah, the Ghent Galates, which have the coaches around 21 and Squid Blue. They drafted Mega Blastoise, Vivillon, Rotom Heat, Farigiraf, Dragapult, Stinkaton, Mudsdale, Superior, Toxicroak, and Mega Crabominable. I think everyone in the when the draft was going on and they saw the Blastoise villain combo going, everyone knows or knew what it was going to do. For people who don't know, the Vivillon Mega Blastoise is a combination of mons that is like really really annoying. Due to a fast sleep powder that can be hit, and then Mega Blastoise just goes for a fake out on the other mon, and then just keep on spamming Water Spout to annoy or just get the opponents down. For the rest, he has like good mons with Farigiraf to block fake outs against him, which is very necessary for Vivillon and Mega Blastoise that you can recuperate for that. Rotom is a very very good pivot option that they have. Ikaton, I think, is an underrated Pokemon in this format. It has been used mostly in Parish Trap teams. I don't know if he drafted it to not give people the opportunity to go full Parish Trap. But I think still it's a good Pokemon. It has very good support moves. It has like a weird stat distribution, but like with a high speed, a high special defense. But Gigaton Hammer still does can KO every fairy type there is, if I recall. Mudsdale is annoying, of course, with the stamina. This can power up its body presses. Superiors with the contrary, also something to be careful of. Toxicroak, very good against the rain matchup, I think. I don't know, it's not like a full check, but yeah, it doesn't mean like you can hold your own against it. The only thing that I found a bit weird to this team was the Mega Crabominable, because it's like a very, very slow mon. And except for Farigiraf that can set up Trick Room, I don't see a lot of other Pokemon that can really succeed in it. Okay, maybe Mudsdale. Um, but then it's gonna be like, it's not like a very like strong Trick Room team. I think it's more for speed control modes. But then even then, Mega Crabominable, although very strong with Fighting Eyes and Iron Fist ability, it's a bit weird there. So yeah, I don't see how this team is going to perform. It has like strong pieces as well. But yeah, I'm a bit unsure about how are you seeing this.
Yes, some Pokemon are just not a bit frail, in my opinion. You've got Vivian, Serperior, Toxicroak. Tinkaton is also not of the most defensive
No,
Pokemon.
true.
You got bulky Pokemon like Blastoise and Mudsdale. For Blastoise to succeed, you most of the time you need Shell Smash. I'm not sure if he always going to get that Shell Smash off.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think that's maybe also the thing that I'm thinking of because yeah, the Mega Crabominable. Well, like if you go, I see a draft. You want like one Mega that you can almost always bring, and then one who can also succeed with the components you have, or that you can, or can do something extra that another team member cannot do, or and that's not always possible, of course. But I think that just a Crabominable. I think I don't know how it's a bit awkward in my opinion, because he doesn't like the fire weakness is also glaring here with Tinkaton, Superior, Toxicroak, Pavilion, and then Mega Crabominable. Yeah, Toxicroak if it has dry skin, of course. But yeah, like I said, I think that he has a lot of like a lot of mons that have like good defensive stats, but also a lot that are more glass cannony. Um, so yeah, I think I think it puts a lot of faith into the gimmick of Vivilla and Blastoise Mega, or maybe other gimmicks that could work. But yeah, I'm don't know how this team will mesh together, how consistent it will be. That's how I see it at this moment.
Yeah, he has kind of good Pokemon, but you need kind of support or um, setup to perform well. So, like Crabominable needs Trick Room to perform well, but still mostly needs Trick Room to perform well because they are super slow. Then Blastoise with Shell Smash and Dragapult.
Mm.
Yeah, it's Dragapult.
Yeah, like I said, maybe I'm seeing it wrong, but I'm missing like one mon who can tie everything, the whole draft together, like that you can see. Oh, this is the vision. You know, the only thing that I really see at this moment is okay. You have the Blastoise, Mega Blastoise Pavilion mode that sets up Trick Room with Farigiraf, and then you provide Fake Out support with anything else. But what is that second mode of your draft team? What is the second thing that you can do that you can work around or something like that? Because it doesn't have like a weather to work around with. Like if he drafted like a snow setter, for example, like namely just take I don't know if Tinkaton or um a little 90. Okay, they're not in the same point category. But for example, um what I would have liked to see is maybe like like a little Ninetales here. Um or something like that. I think that or would have worked. Or maybe instead of Superior, an Bomb of Snow. I don't know. But like a Snow Saturn, because then you have like a weather advantage you can use. You can, if you have that at level 90s, you have, Aurora Veil support as well. So, and then I can see like, oh yeah, you're just trying to protect your two Megas, if possible. And then I could have seen the vision. Maybe it's still that there are options in the Pokemons that are there. But yeah, at this point in time, I don't really see like I miss a mon that connects everything, you know.
I think.
But he has like good coverage. He has good coverage. He has electric coverage. He has a fire coverage. He has ground coverage. So
Yeah, I see
on
why
that
you.
front, like he has spammable moves, but I'm just like missing that one mon in my opinion that clicks everything together.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like you said, there is one missing to fit everything together.
Yeah, to blend the ideas that the team has into like a corporate team. But like it could perfectly be me not seeing it, and that I'm forgetting something.
No, I think you're right. It's hard to win in a weather war, and also the
Mhm.
speed control isn't there. You got Trick Room, but that's it.
Yeah, you also have Tailwind with Vivillon. So like I can see merit in it, but yeah, it has a lot of question marks for me. But that
Yes.
maybe is also a strategy to see if I can also work out in for him if that his opponents feel it hard to prep against. Could also be a thing.
Hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah.
For me, I don't want to say it feels like a mixed bag because that sounds so very negative. But yeah, for me, it has. I don't personally don't see like what this team really wants to do, except for here's Vivillon Blastoise. I don't see how the Crabominal works into it, how the other pieces work into it, except for general support options. But yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah, I think I share the same vision.
Then we can go to the next team,
Yes, that is.
the Daddies, indeed.
The Dragon Ball Daddies. All right, they are coached by Mighty Barb and Ace Toho. They drafted Charizard Y, Venusaur, Blastoise, Pikachu, Verdier, Aerodactyl Mega, Milotic, Kingambit, Hippowdon, and Garganical. Yeah, the first four Pokemon they drafted, we were all thinking, okay, they're gonna draft a red steam or whatever. That's kind of fun.
I had the exact same idea in my head.
They not opted for that.
Nope.
Charizard is also the top tier Pokemon of this meta
Yep.
with the droughts. You got Venusaur, which is not that used very much, but still very strong with Sleep Powder. Um, is also faster with the chlorophyll in the sun. You got Blastoise that can still shell smash and give some support with fake outs. Pikachu is can be strong with Light Ball and has fake outs coverage, but is very frail. Verdier we have seen Verdier get some play in Turin Regional. It's not that bad of Pokemon. It has Intimidate. It's only Pokemon, but Intimidate and Skill Swap. Uh, then you got Aerodactyl with some speed control. Also, very much used Pokemon. Milotic is used with competitive to cover for Intimidates and Incineroar especially. Kingambit is a good Pokemon in general. I don't see Hippowdon working that well in this team. I do find that a weird choice because you got Charizard with Sun and then also Sand. Thus, I don't see the vision in that. And Garganical is can be a very annoying Pokemon. I
Mhm.
think he has White Guard as well.
Yeah, I think Garganical is white card, so I can see it that merit. Um, yeah, I think most things have been said, especially like drafting the red the red team. Maybe it's because they were in the red division that gave them the idea. No, I think they drafted like a solid team. The pieces that I have my question marks about is indeed the Hippowdon and the that's one, the Hippowdon, and then the combination of Blastoise and Milotic in one team, because they both fulfill the role of a bulky water type, pure water type. But then, in my opinion, then Milotic is just better. Um, in my opinion, I don't see what Blastoise is really going to do. Okay, you have Fake Out support, you have Shell Smash, and it's going to be very strong in that. But you basically have two mons that like fulfill the same role, being a bulky water type. Okay, Milotic is more supportive. Maybe the Blastoise can be more offensive. The Pikachu is nice for the Lightning Rod ability to prevent against the Charizard and Mega Aerodactyl and then Milotic. So
True.
I think that's really, really good. With Light Ball, I think it's still a really it can hit really, really hard if I'm correct, because I don't know how it goes, but I think Pikachu that Light Ball increases its stat with. Well, Light Ball is in the game, right? Yeah, its attack and special attack are doubled, so basically you have 110 physical Pikachu and a 100 special attacker with 90 speed, which is okay. It's not like insane, but for 2 points, it's pretty good. And it can hit really, really hard. So I think that's that. The only reason why I see the Hippowdon being drafted is that you don't use it for Sandstream, but more for the Sand Force ability, and then use that against Sand teams. But yeah, what's Hippowdon going to do then in Sand? If that's the only thing, yeah, it's a bit gimmicky. Yeah, dual weather can be used, but I don't see how this team like really. Oh no, I can. Okay, now I can maybe see it, because the powder with sand, if the Sandstream is up, it can provide the Mega Aerodactyl with a special defense boost. Maybe that's a thing, but I don't know in how many scenarios that is going to be like really, really useful. Because a lot of people like tend to hit Aerodactyl more on the physical side. But yeah, maybe for some damage calcs they did, it can be something. Yeah, they have a lot of things that are weak to that water type. But yeah, two rock types, a ground type, and the fire type. Yeah, the fire type is sun, so it cancels that out. That's like really like I really like that they drafted like Charizard Y, Mega Aerodactyl, Belotic, King Gambit, Venusaur, even Wordeer and Garganacl. That's like really, really strong, and the Pikachu, like really, really strong options. But yeah, the Powder and Blastoise are like really two big concerns, and I think they're. It feels to me that they are wasted slots. And if you combine their points, that's like 13 points that maybe you could have distributed somewhere else. Like okay, if you want to go more like see if there's something good in like 2 point section or something. Yeah, Mr. Rhyme could also be a thing. Like it can set up screens, if I recall. There's a Toxapack still there for 2 points, so I think that it could have gone to there. But yeah, then you also have a bulky water type for this team. Yeah, I think those two feel a bit wasted slots, in my opinion. But I think overall they have like strong components, even if you drop those two, but then you still have like a solid or a good draft going. But yeah, I don't know if I'm looking over something or that I'm forgetting.
The thing I'm seeing is they could benefit from a dragon type or something in
Yeah,
place of Blastoise or Hippowdon.
yeah. They only have like that fire, water, grass core going.
And I think
Because they
indeed
also
Milotic is better with together with the Wordier and fulfills not quite the same role as Blastoise, but mostly the same role as Blastoise.
yeah, I think like I think with like if you drop the Powdon and the Blastoise was just 13 points, that you would have theoretically, like they could have gone for like Yeah, okay, they have the other mega, and there were only megas left. Yeah, but he could have gotten an Arcanine, which is always could be nice. A Glimora, could be nice. Because let's see, looking at the drafts, they have King Gambit, so fairy types. But yeah, it's like I think of some of the picks, like especially the Blastoise and the Powder, I think they could have been distributed somewhere else to get more value out of it. Maybe like another Pokemon here and there that could more round out this team, because indeed, like you said, I think they could use like a Dragon type Pokemon or maybe like a Fairy type. Do we have that fantasy core that people talk about, the Dragon Fairy Steel? Core with King Gambits, and then if just put a dragon and a fairy type around it that can help it out, I think it would be very, very strong. It would still be playable. I have to look if they could get that. Because a regular Gardevoir is like 9 points just alighting, and it's still open. So if I were them, I would look maybe like replace the Blastoise with a Gardevoir, and then maybe look for a Dragon type for the 4 points. I don't know if it exists, but who knows? I think it could go. I think that could work out or something, or maybe just around. Because now it feels, it feels like it feels like you're hitting one note. It's a bit the same as the Gant Galates team, in my opinion. You hit one note with you fire spam, you have Mega Aerodactyl, like you have solid pieces, and you can be annoying with Garganacl and Weirdeer, and you can go on and on. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to, how versatile their team can be for a whole draft season, because the Mega Charizard Y and it's like a mon that you can build a whole team around, and they have the good pieces for that. Mega Aerodactyl also, but I just don't. Yeah, I keep coming back to the Blastoise and the Powdown, how they fit into this team.
It's a good team, but it needs to change some things to make it even better. I think redirection or a Dragon type or a Fairy type, it could be better.
Yeah. Indeed, I think like they would say to young kids, there's potential there.
Yeah,
there's potential. But like I said, I think if they do very well in the draft, I can see that happening. But I don't see it happening. In my opinion, like I wouldn't be surprised if this team would be like second place of the whole or third place of the whole draft. And then never use Blastoise in the podium. I can perfectly see that future. Because, that's how I see it. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
Okay, we're going to the next team. It's Nick's team.
Yeah, it's me! Maybe I'll go over the team then. Because a bit more.
Sure.
So, I'm the coach of the Racing Gyarados, and I drafted Cerulege, Tyranitar, Mega, Corviknight, Serena, Sneasler, Rotomosh, Ortworm, Excadrill, Chimecho, and Ampharos Mega. To start off, like I said, because I'm a bit rusty in VGC and draft, I just went for comfort a lot. And my comfort is like sand teams with Corviknight, Excadrill, and Tyranitar. I picked Cerulege because I saw it as a good option for like Mega Charizard Y spam, and a Basic Legion check as well, or at least a good chip damage, and still, in my opinion, a really cool mon and a really good mon. The Sneasler went very late in our draft, and I initially didn't want to pick it because I thought it was already going to be out of it. But when it came back to me, I just said, "Yeah, sorry, but I'm going to take this because it was a mon or type that I was looking for a fighting type, to help with the team, or to at least not give my opponents a strong fighting type against my team." And yeah, Sneasel I think is still one of the best in that slot, and it's still really annoying with unburden boosting and Dire Claw shenanigans. Yeah, Rotom Wash, I think one of the best pivots that exists in this format. Really good typing, doesn't have a lot of weaknesses. The water type is nice. Yeah, Earthworm I think fits really well in this team because I really want to spam Earthquake. Thanks to Earthworm, that's guaranteed free. Maybe the weird picks here are the Chimecho and the Ampharos. The Chimecho was more so because I found out that I didn't have like anything against Trick Room or Reverse Trick Room or anything like that. And with Chimecho, I can do that. It also is like a full, like the most supportive mons that I could have, and also at this point in time, I didn't have a second Mega, and I really wanted to have a second Mega to not fully give anything like the full pressure on Mega Tyranitar. And then I saw that for 4 points, Mega Ampharos was still open. I think for 5 points, it would have been more. There were not like any Megas there, so it had to be 4 points. And the other option was Mega Victory Bell, I think. So yeah, that was not really an option there. And I think with Mega Ampharos, I add the Dragon type to my roster as well, which is like really nice. And yeah, it's still like really bulky, and it gives me a Trick Room mode as well with the Chimecho. And I have other slow mons that can work in that Trick Room mode if I really want to. So yeah, that was a bit of my thought process. It's not the cleanest drafts. I see that as well because I drafted a lot of mons that a lot of people know what these mons are going to do. So maybe I'm a really predictable player here. So I don't see me doing very well in this draft. But yeah, I just wanted to have fun and rely on things that I know. And see how far that gets me. Overall, yeah, the draft, if I look at the averages, it's like I have a really bulky team. That is something that I can say. Yeah, that's how I really like to play. I'm not sure if I have the bulkiest team in the whole form. No, I think the Sanguine Star Raptors have more bulk than me. Or maybe average it's out better because I have 99 average of 99 defense, 91 special defense, and 82 HP, which is I think pretty good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward how the team goes, and how it pops off. And yeah, the Serena is there to prevent like priority moves, fake outs against me, or
Yeah.
prankster usage and stuff like that. And it's also a good grass type to help again. I also drafted it because I saw the Blastoise Villain team going, and I didn't have anything like, or in my initial plan, I didn't have anything that could benefit or like fully use it. And I think Serena, which was a good fit in my opinion, didn't have like the highest cost of points. It's Queenly Majesty is good. It has triple axle, so it's also good in that. Has good grass types, grass type moves. So I think it's, and it finishes, and it was going to finish off my fire water grass core. So I hope. Yeah, that's a bit the idea of the team.
Yeah, I see the vision. You drafted Pokemon that are very anti to me. You are
Yeah.
comfortable with. I think it's very solid. You can perform
Yeah.
very well with it. The only thing I see is maybe a bit more priority would benefit you,
Mm.
but for the and some common weaknesses. But I think you can handle that quite well if you play uh, very well. It's very solid and
Yeah,
on paper.
yeah, I think it's going to really succeed or not succeed depending on how good I play on the day, because I haven't played draft in such a long time. Um, I can be a bit rusty and see how it goes. And I think that was going to be the biggest downside of this team, that I maybe played too safe for draft. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the team. It is indeed very me coded. It's very, like I said, comfort picks. With I think the only real surprises are maybe Frost and Chimeco, but I think they can really give that other dimension in my team. But the solid strategy is there, and that's of course, yeah, abuse sand. And I think that's no secret. I think everyone who looks at this team can see that I want to abuse sand as much as possible.
Yeah, it's very well put together.
Yeah, the only because I remember when the draft was going on and I didn't have any idea what I wanted to pick. That's why maybe the Cerulege as first pick is like random as can be. Um, but then I just realized when the draft was going on, like, okay, I should not overthink this. Just go with what I know and go from there. And overall, I got exactly the pieces that I want.
Hmm.
The only thing that's got my draft a little bit, I think my draft would have been a bit cleaner if I didn't pick Sneasler and picked the other option that I had an eye on, which was Komodo. I think it would have been cleaner, even more sand, like things that can work in sand. But I think that now with Sneasler, it provides a really good yeah, it provides a really good option or something like with the that's the fastest fake out user in the game at this point. It's a very good fighting type against the annoying steel types that there are. So yeah,
Yes, coaching. You have coaching as well. The
yeah,
only the only thing I see now is you lack a bit of special attack. They're mostly
yeah.
physical attackers, so intimidate is, can be very annoying for you. That's the only
That's
thing.
true. That was also something I was very aware of.
You got Amphros, but
Yeah,
Amphros
that's
is not fast enough. You got Trick Room, but yeah.
yeah, indeed. Yeah, hence why I really wanted the Corviknight, because yeah, Corviknight at least holds people off from just going fully rely on intimidate directly, because yeah, Corviknights with mirror armor bounces it right back. Only to them, of course. So it's not a solid, like the most solid answer. And also Sneasler helps also a bit with that, with like unburdened white herb. Um, so I hope that holds people off a bit, but I know that's like a very very big weakness. And I think also, yeah, even then ground and fire weakness is really there in my team, especially fire. I have
Yeah.
some resistance here and there, but yeah, not like fully. And I also don't have a redirection option, but there are not a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think I think Moushold was drafted rather quickly. Then yeah, Clefable was, in my opinion, too expensive. Then you have like the Rage Powder options. Yeah, it was Vivillon, Sinistra, Scovillain, Ariadot, and Volcarona. I think only Volcarona is left. Yeah, so but for 15 points, I didn't know if it was really worth it to draft it. Um, but I think it could fit into this team as well. But then I needed to sacrifice. I think that would be. I think that would have been to detriment of the team, because I also have like a whole lot of high power, like a high points Pokemons.
Hmm.
Um, so it's not like I can say, oh, if I really want Volcarona, I can just switch in this for that. without losing like a key piece of the team. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
That's how you play with it. But on paper,
Yeah,
it's very solid.
yeah, it's gonna depend on that.
All right, on to the next team. The coaching
Yeah,
Ninetales. Coached by Ducky and Larus. I think Ducky was a very good player.
yeah,
They drafted Mousehold, Samurott Hisui, Mousewine, Delphox Mega, Aegislash, Noivern, Chestnut Mega, Rotom, Mega, Meowstic, Mel, and Ninetales Alola. Delphox Mega in general is a very strong Mega. You got Chestnut with White Guard to protect from those rock slides. You got Mousehole to redirect, um, to protect your teammates with Friend Guards and redirect with Follow Me. Samurott Sui is a very strong Pokemon with Ceaseless Edge to set up spikes for negating those focus ashes in the back. Swine gets some priority with Ice Shard, is also very strong. Wolfie is also a trainer that uses Mamoswine for now in the NAIC.
yeah. I saw.
Aegislash, I do like Aegislash a lot. It fits very good in the meta because of its typing. Ghost and Steel, it resists very many typings and is immune for fighting type. You've got Ninth as well, Aurora to protect your teammates, and Tailwind and Noivern. I think it's very solid team at first.
Yeah, it's not like I would say it's if you look at the months just directly, you don't see like so the draft like you don't see like an immediate threat. I would say, like it's not like the months they have drafted are not months that are like I like to have the biggest targets on their back. Maybe I should put it that way. And maybe aside from maybe Aegislash and Mega Delphox, because they are like the most used. Like if you just look at regular VGC, but what they drafted is still like very very strong. Like Mega Chestnut can be very threatening. I think it's another. I get why not a lot of people use it, because it has a bit of an awkwardness here and there. And also the typing is not the best in the world, but I think it's like still. I think it can work. I wouldn't be surprised if like down the line in just normal VGC, like a Mega Chestnut team can be figured out. I don't know how or something, but I see a lot. I see good things in Mega Chestnut. 172 defense is that's not weak. That's still a very good stat line to have. And if I recall, I think Chestnut gets body press, or doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it gets body press. So yeah, like that's going to hurt either way. Um, Also, I also like the Mega Meows. Was it Mega Meows? The male Meowstick, because that's the prankster one. Can set up screens if you don't want to bring out the snow. Yeah, like I said, they have really good options. They have some snow pieces that they can use, like the Mamoswine that gets a boost for their defense. It's also a good ground spammer. Like we said with Samurott, Misui that also has a sharpness boost, can drop spikes that can hurt a lot of people. Mousehold, I think, one of the best redirectioners that you can have in this format, because it does follow me and not Rage Powder, so grass Pokemon don't ignore it. Not that no, okay, yeah, for the Mamoswine, I want to say you don't really need it in this team, but yeah, Mamoswine, you want to keep the Mamoswine a bit healthy. Noivern also still a very good, solid tailwind setter. Especially in draft, it has frisks, which can read out what kind of items they are using. That could also always be good. Also, telepathy is really, really nice for Noivern.
And the thing, the fun strategy with this team is Meowstic gets Psychic Terrain and no, because he gets Levitates. That's also right. Expanding Force.
Yeah. Yeah,
No, it
indeed.
doesn't work.
If they don't have to mega evolve the Delphox, of course, so they can use it that way to size spam. And I think that's still an option there. But yeah, but even that mega Delphox is like it has really good special tech. It's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite fast as well. So
I
I think
think
also if you look at the averages, like they are the second fastest team in this division, and that could be useful. But they need they have ways to revert. I think does Meowstic get Trick Room?
not sure
Not
about
quite sure. Yeah, I'm also not sure about it. For some reason, I think it doesn't.
it. It gets Trick Room.
I guess Trick Room. You see, so even then they have like the fast mons. They can use like Meowstic to reverse that Trick Room as well. And even set up Trick Room for Mega Chestnut if they really want to.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a really I think it's gonna be a really hard team. I don't know. I don't know if it's a really hard team to prep against, but they have good players. Like Ducky is a really good VC player. They are they know what they're doing, and I think that showed in the draft. Like I said, they have drafted a lot of ones that don't have like big targets on their back, but it's a solid team. It really clicks. It's like you can see the different the modes that they could be using. Like you have a snow mode, you can go fast with Tailwind, you could go Trick Room mode. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting team to see where it ends, and I think it can go very far in the draft league.
No. It's a team with very hard hitters and very good supportive mons to protect them.
Yeah, indeed.
The only pick I don't understand is Rotom because he has very common weaknesses, and I think you could draft it another electric type to cover for water types like Manectric or Ampharos.
Mm,
No, that's it. The only thing.
provides a ghost type, so it cannot be like fake outed.
You got
So maybe that's the play.
Aegislash,
Uh,
Delphox, Meowstic, and Rotom all share the same
yeah,
weaknesses.
that indeed. Yeah, that's also my biggest question mark, the Rotom. But I don't think it's like the worst they can do. But like I said,
No.
I think they drafted really well. I think the top picks that they drafted were like good support mons or like that can provide something unique to the team, like the Aegislash and the Mouseholds, or various expensive picks. And then the Ninetale. But yeah, I really think this team is going to be like very hard to take down because also their bulk is quite good with the 92 average and 92 defense and special defense. Put an Aurora Veil over that, yeah, that's quite a chunk that you need to go through. The only thing is how hard are they going to hit? Because the only hard hitters that I can directly see is the Mega Delphox, the Mamoswine, that go above that 120 stat, and the Mega Chestnut. But there's two Mega, so you only can bring one. And I think you generally want to bring more Mega Delphox. So in the best case scenario, you have like maybe two really hard hitters. But yeah, the thing is they cover that with a lot of survivability with that Aurora Veil or just manual screen setup from Meowstic. So in that case, this team is not the most hard hitting team, but it can consistently do good solid damage to opponents, and they protect themselves with that with the screen setup.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be their main strength of this team.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, then the last team.
Last team of Red Division.
Yes. the Goldenrod City Gengars by the coach Gravedigger. Of course, what did they draft? Of course, the Mega Gengar, Archeldo, Clefable, Pelipper, Ariados, Sableye, Lycanroc Dust, Crocodile, Chestnut, and Armarouge. Yeah, I think they drafted well. Although a bit awkward, because it feels like they drafted a lot of the same functionalities in different months. Maybe in my opinion. Yeah, Mega Gengar is there, so Perish Trap can be used. So they have Crocodile for the Intimidate factor there. I think they should have maybe prioritized more on that than Incineroar, because I think with Incineroar you have like the perfect partner to get off your Perish Trap. They have a raid mode with Archelon Pelipper, a good redirectioner with Clefable, which is of course Follow Me. But Sableye is there to be annoying. I think that's also for the Cybertron team, the Sableye Archeldon team that's been going around. The Lycanroc Dusk I also really, really like, because we can see it recently in Turin as a really, really good check, or like even counter to the Mega Charizard Y teams. For overall, like I said, the Ariados is a good pick, but you already have a redirectioner in Clefable. So I don't know how much use it will get. The only thing that he really did with that pick is like you don't give it to opponents, and that's also always very useful. For the Armarouge, yeah, they have a Trick Room mode. I think everyone can see that. That is an option in this team, because the speed is generally on the lower side on average. I think it's maybe like one of the lowest, or maybe the lowest. No, it's not the lowest. My team has the lowest with 1 point difference. But yeah, the trick mode, it could be there. Mega Gengar, a very solid Megamon. The thing is, it's his only Mega, so yeah, people are going to. It's like it has a big target on his back, and I don't know how solid is Paris mode will work on this, or how he's going to use it. But yeah, it's not a bad team, and I know Christoph is also a very good battler, and so I trust his process. But I don't know. It feels I don't know where, but it feels somewhere off to me. Like it doesn't. That's like two IDs or a couple of like it has the rain modes and the spare strap mode, but the rest of the team support doesn't fit fully either of those two modes. If you get that.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm seeing, or like I'm missing something.
No, I think
Like I
you're
can
right.
see the crocodile with Intimidate for like the Parastrap mode, but yeah, you really want more of that fake out there. And as far as I can see, or no, it doesn't have a fake outer.
Say like
The Armarouge is probably drafted the same way I drafted Sterilage. It has a good check for the Mega Charizard to not go for like a Heatwave spam. And if I recall, I think Armarouge does get Power Jam or like Meteor Beam or something. It does get Meteor Beam. So, but Power Herb is not in the game, right?
no.
No, Power Herb is not in the game. Doesn't have any other rock type moves, only Wide Guard. So you need to redirection Meteor Beam or something like to do something. But still, it hits hard, and there's, like I said, a very good Trick Room mode. I don't know if something on this team can put up Psychic Terrain, because then you have like Armor Psychic spam, and that's always annoying. Um, for the that's like the thing is. Oh, I really will find this hard to judge. Maybe this team. It has a lot of things that you really want to see. It has like a fire, water, grass core. It has a dragon steel fairy core. It has weather mode. It has a screen setup. It has an intimidator. That's redirection. It has even the special thing of Sparish Trap. But somewhere in the back of my mind, it's like, I don't know. It's like, it feels, I don't like, I can see like the two, like I said before, I see the modes, but I don't see the right support for those modes.
I
I
think
don't know
you're
if
right.
you want something to add to that or something else you see there.
No, I think he has a lot of stuff, but indeed, he has Perish Trap, but not the right Pokemon to pull off Perish Trap, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and you got Rain, but the only good Pokemon that benefits from Rain is Archelodon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't, maybe that is the thing. Maybe it doesn't have a lot of abusers for the things he wants to do.
yeah,
And maybe that's it. But like I said, I could be wrong there.
I think also the reason is because he was one of the last people in the Snake Draft. So all the good Pokemon, quote unquote, were gone. Thus, he had a difficult time for drafting the Pokemon that he wanted.
I think that's a bit of a reason for everyone. And so at some point, he is the last in the draft, but he also has the advantage that he can draft 2 months directly. Especially the first round, he has full AI. The things that were drafted was okay, Mega Floette, Cleavor, Mega Blastoise, Mega Charizard Y, Ceruledge, Mousehold, and then it was his turn. He had like a lot of options to go for. Okay, he's a massive Gengar fan, so everybody knew that Mega Gengar was going to him. And he really wanted to go for that, and if you really wanted to go for Archelodon next, okay, he still had raid options, but yeah, I think like, there were options on the table that he could have picked. Something before, yeah, instead of other options. And I think, but I can't really point out what or something that makes it also very hard. But yeah, the thing is, of course, yeah, you can draft Basculegion and Arcaldon because then you lose a lot of points. But if you really want to go to draft Ariados for redirection, maybe you can just not draft Clefable, and then lose points somewhere else to get that Basculegion, you know? Or instead of Mega Gengar, because the Mega Gengar also feels a bit odd here in the thing, because you don't have the right support for pulling off a full Perish mode. I think it's. I don't think he doesn't. I don't want to say he can't pull it off or anything because I think it could be, but I don't know how successful it will be. But if you just let go of the Mega Gengar and put get the Basculegion instead, like you have 3 extra points that maybe you can go for like another Mega or something. That could be more useful for you down the line. For the Crocodile, like let's say that those 3 points, like you draft Basculegion, you don't draft a Mega Gengar, you have 3 points over for that, and instead of the Crocodile, we go look for the 13 points. Like you can have Mega Meganium, who can go really well into rain teams as well. You have Mega Scizor, which can be good. Mega Skull Villain for a really good redirectioner. If you go below there, let's have a look there. You have Mega Manectric, Mega Altaria, which are really, really good picks. In my opinion, especially Altaria because it comes in with Cloud9. I was doubting to go for that in my draft if I didn't draft Sneasler. So yeah, I think think at this point of time, like he has the good rain piece. I spell per Caraldon. That's really, really good. And Sableye. So I don't want to argue with that. But yeah, the support pieces feel a bit off to me. I think that's maybe the thing. But I think he can, like I said, he's a very good player, and I think he can really, really pull it off. A good thing for him as well, if you look at his roster, he plays the full 6 week. We have always one bye week in the red division, and I think also in the blue division. And he plays every week except the last one, which is really, really nice to have.
Yeah. True.
Because you can just go like full force and you can just relax and see how everyone does at the last thing. So he keeps himself in the flow, and if he manages to go through to like a semi, like to the next round, like he can fully prepare for that. So that's an advantage for him. But yeah, I'm very curious how this team will do. Because I see a lot of good options. I see things that can work, but I'm just doubtful about the support pieces that he have, and here and there some overlap, especially on the redirectioner. Because I don't see him bringing Ariados in a game, for example. And that's how I see it at this moment. But I could be wrong, like I said. Another thing, then we went over all the teams in the red division. So next we hop over to the blue division, I guess, and see how that side goes.
All right, we're going to the blue division now, beginning with the Dutch Drillbers. They drafted the one and only Charizard Mega Y, Dragonite Mega, Whimsicott, Kangaskhan, Blastoise, Chestnut, Toxapex, Mudsdale, Espion, and Scizor Mega. He got 3 Megas, and also very 3 good Megas. It's a very, I think, a well-balanced team with strong Pokemon and some very good supportive Pokemon. You got Speed Control with Tailwind, you got some priority. Also, Dragonite's very versatile move pool. With Whimsicott, you can set Rain if you want to get some of a Rain setter. The only thing you don't have is a strong Sun Core, but that's the only thing I see. And White Guard to support your Charizard and Dragonite with Rock Slide. And Toxapex, we saw some success with, but it's only because of Wolfie. He went 9-0 with Toxapex for now.
Yeah, he went top 4.
Top 4, which is great. Insane for Toxapex.
Yeah, for me, it was quite surprised when I saw that he had drafted 3 Megas. So for rest, I just looked up. Whimsicott doesn't get Rain Dance, so
no,
no, it doesn't. It does get Sunny Day, so it can help counter matchups when Charizard is up and you have Whimsicott. You can go and you feel that a Pelipper or Mega Frostlass or whatever is coming in, then you can go Sunny Day there. So that's a thing. The Kangaskhan normals, just non-mega draft. I can see the only thing that I have seen being used is thanks to Wolfie as well, because it just used Fake Out and then last resort and just last resort spam it. So and that's quite strong. It also has Scrappy, so it can hit ghost types as well. The Toxapex does get Wide Guard, so it can protect the Mega Charizard Y. So I can see it there. Overall, the draft, I'm not a huge fan of it. Not because I don't want to say it's a bad team. I want to keep that in the middle. But drafting 3 Megas is quite a huge cost. We only play also for 7 weeks, 6 weeks, and I don't know in how many scenarios you're going to bring every Mega once. That's 1, and 2, you have Mega Charizard White, so that's generally the mega that you want to bring. No, you can hold up the argument from, oh, but maybe they just want to have, because Dragonite, you only have to hold the Mega Stone as an item, but you don't have to Mega Evolve it when you bring it. And then you still have a Dragonite and Scissor. If that's their strategy, I can see that. But then, if that's your strategy, then why don't you draft the Dragonite? Maybe, I don't know if it was picked out in this draft or not. The Dragonite wasn't. And let's see, for normal Scissor. That one was drafted out, but I don't know. Yeah, that one was drafted out, I think, before them. Let's see how the draft went, because I don't know how it went. Because if it went in the way I think it went, no, they got. I think they got the first pick before Caesar. So yeah, it's just, if you really want to just use Dragonite and Scizor instead of like the Mega, especially, just draft Dragonite and Scizor. Then you pair a lot of points out. In that regard, for example, for Scizor to Mega Scizor to Scizor, you spare out 4 points. For Dragonite and Mega Dragonite is 2 points. So that's a 6 points difference that you could have used for like any other Pokemon, in my opinion. If you wanted literally another Mega, you could just draft it like Mega Crabominable if you really wanted to. Or like maybe something else. So I'm not a big fan of this team in that regard. Just because, why, when, and how are you going to use the Megas? There is not like a priority rain supporter, so the rain mode also feels flat there. If you don't want to bring Mega Charizard Y, which this team also enables, but then it doesn't have it has like a lot of different pieces, but it's not that you can have like a solid that's how it feels like. You have like different things. It's very flexible. Let's put it that way. But I don't see like you can make a good Sun team out of this, or a good Trick Room team out of this, or a good Rain team out of this, or a good that's what I'm missing in this draft. Like that you get like a really solid team made out of 6 months from this draft. Like I think a lot of pieces are going to conflict with each other in that regard. But I could be wrong, and I'm willing to accept that because it still has a lot of Pokemon that have good abilities, like Scrappy, Mudsdale with Stamina, Synchronize and Magic Bounce, Technician, Prankster with Whimsicott, Draat, so Multiscale. So there are things, but yeah, I think that's maybe my final statement that I want to make. I see the flexibility in this team, but I think a lot of points have been wasted, in my opinion, which could have gone to different months for an even better team.
Yeah,
or more coherent.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I don't see bringing him much Mega Scissor. I think you could draft it Scissor instead, and maybe do something more with your son.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mega Dragonite is fine either way. Like you said, I think the points could be distributed otherwhere on other Pokemon as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's.
I think it's a solid team, but it's not one strategy that's dedicated to it.
Yeah, and that could work in their advantage, because it may be really hard to prep against, and it has like good tools. Like you have Kangaskhan and Blastoise for fake out support. You have a Tailwind option with Whimsicott and even Dragonite. I think Espeon gets Trick Room as well. So you have everything that you want, but if you also look like at what you bring, like a Fire, Water, Grass core, it's not like the strongest with Charizard, Whimsicott, and then Toxapex or Blastoise, or like Chestnuts, Blastoise, Charizard. Your Steel, you Steel Dragon Core, because it don't have a Fairy type, and which exists also of two Megas. So yeah, it just feels off to me. Something is not clicking on my side with it. But as long as the coaches see it and I don't, that's great for them. The stat averages are like really, really good. They have a lot of defensive bulk, like 103 defense on average and 100 special defense, with 98 attack and 88 special attack. Also more leaning is a bit more to his physical side. But yeah, that's not bad. It's a very bulky team, and that can be also be their advantage. But yeah, I don't see it like being like I don't see no offense to the coaches because I don't want to offend them, but I would be very surprised if this team gets like top 3 positions at the end of the draft. I haven't seen the other teams, so it could change my mind. And I think if they have a clear vision, they can definitely prove me wrong. But I just, like I said, for me, it doesn't click. It has a lot of flexibility, but all the flexibility that it wants to build a team around, like I said, a Sun team or maybe a heavy Tailwind team or a heavy Trick Room team, it doesn't have like the best pieces to fully pull off that strategy. It always falls a bit flat, in my opinion.
Mhm.
But like I said, it's for them to prove me wrong, and if they prove me wrong and win this whole tournament and get first, they can literally come to my house, laugh at my face, and throw it pie in my face and whatever. But personally, I just don't see it at this moment in time. I think it's going towards the next team, the Malicious Miss Magius. They drafted Mega Floette, Corviknight, Cleavor, Farigiraf, Drampa Mega, Ariados, Meowscarada, Infernape, Milotic, and Rhyperior, and even 1 point to spare as well. That's how they drafted, if I recall. They didn't. Did they have a trade or not? Because I was thinking about. Oh, no, it was another team that had trades because we forgot about the red team as well. I know. I think that was all been adjusted. Yeah, for either way, for this team, they already played this week. I see. I don't want to share the results, but overall, this team, I don't think it's really bad. I'm just really, really missing a good dragon type here. And nothing against Mega Drampa, but I think if you have Mega Floette and Corviknight, if you put like another dragon type there,
That's
yeah,
tough.
I think you would have gone some places because now this team feels heavy Trick Room, because you have Drampa and Farigiraf, and Rhyperior, which are like really, really good like Trick Room pieces. Ariados is also a good redirectioner, but Ariados works well more in like if you have that very heavy very offense piece, which he has with Mega Floette. So I think it works there. Cleavor, like I said before, a good pick against the Char Y teams. For the rest, yeah, I think it has good pieces. But I think like the only thing that I really see here is a Trick Room team because I think for Tailwind it's a bit too slow to really like give that oomph. You can you have Floette with 102 speeds, but I don't think like you still get like yeah. It feels yeah it does. I don't want to say like I still think it's a solid. I think it's a solid team. I think that's a really like I can see that. With Lightning Rock or Solid Rock, it's good. It's competitive. On the Melodic, it's good. Iron Fist, Infernape can definitely surprise. I think it also learns Fake Out. Meowscarada with Protean and always critting with his signature move is really, really good. Yeah, Mega Drampa, if you can pull it off with the Trick Room, I think it's going to be really, really strong. Yeah, Farigiraf, priority blocker, like I said, cleaver. It has a solid team. It is a solid team. But I think it banks too hard on the trick room mode, and I think we all know from experience in the regulation MA that pulling off trick room successfully is harder than past regulations. And I think that part can put this team at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I don't understand as well because he drafted Floette as his first pick,
Hmm?
and then later in the draft switched his whole draft plan to trick room modes, but it's not really built around Floette. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that is also a good point.
mm.
That
And
it feels like it indeed changed halfway, and now.
I do think the weaknesses that Floette has, he has Infernape and Rhyperior, but Rhyperior is too slow to KO those bulky steel types, um, and Infernape a bit too frail that he could be KO'd too fast to protect the Floette
Mhm,
from those big threats. Um,
mhm,
and his trick room mode is not bad, but it has to work. He has to get the trick room up to uh,
mhm.
to get this team going.
And also, Melodic is also. No, no, never mind. I want to say Melodic is a bit weird in this comp because, yeah, your team, like your main pieces, don't really suffer from Intimidate. The only one that I can really see suffering from it is like Cleavor. Mm, yeah, Rhyperior, I think, that can affect some rolls. Because I think Infernape is not strong enough to one-hit KO a lot of things. Unfortunately, although I really like the Mon, and it is very versatile. But like you have Corviknight for anti-intimidate. You have Farigiraf don't suffer from it. Drampa doesn't suffer from it. Area doesn't suffer from it. Meowscarada also not because yeah, you just go with your flower trick that always crits. If you really like, if you get intimidated, you go for that option, and yeah, it can still hurt a lot. I think we have like the same idea that he really needs to put that trick room up to succeed with his team, and that indeed like he changed his mind mid draft, like oh yeah, let's go for that trick room mode, or like maybe then had like oh don't have enough points now anymore to fully support Mega Floette.
Yeah, yeah. If he wants to lead with trick room and you can stall out the trick room, which is very possible, he has a very difficult time to deal with it. Um,
Mm-hmm,
because you don't want to bring the Asgrada or the Floette uh,
mm-hmm,
to a trick room mode because
mm-hmm.
they are too fast for that.
Yeah,
Um,
unless you can use it as a, like the revenge killer version or something like that, you do it that way.
mhm.
Um, so that could be an option. But for example, if you go to if people watch back this video, go to the Sanguine Star Raptors, they also drafted Mega Floette, but their team felt very more consistent in my opinion to really support that Mega Floette in their team with a lot of good redirection, with a good Dragon type next to it. And like I said, a good dragon type, I'm really missing here. Not that I want to disregard Mega Drampa, but like I said, if you have Mega Floette and you really want to go for that core, I think you need like a separate Mega or separate Dragon, excuse me, to really take fully advantage of that. I think Hydreigon hasn't been drafted. I think that would be like a really good pick for him. I don't know what you would disregard for that because yeah, he has 1 point left over. And if you disregard something for 10 points or something, yeah, you don't get there. if we go lower to the points, if there's still a good dragon type there. I don't really think so. Unfortunately, no. Yeah, Noivern could be, but yeah, you also have Corviknight for that spot. But yeah, Como, like there were dragon types, and I think if you really went it that way, like if you put a Como, or a Hydreigon next to the Mega Floette or in the same team as Mega Floette, I think that could have been really really good. Or maybe like if you did like the Sacred Star Raptors, if you drafted Garchomp, which is also still open in this division. Like if you went that route, I think that would have been really really solid.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I can think the team can perform still very well, but it
yeah, I
depends.
also think that.
Sometimes it will be difficult to pull off.
Yeah, I think that I share that vision. I think I don't want to say it's a bad team because it has a lot of good pieces. And maybe that's the conclusion. I think we both feel that the team is like there and it feels good. In my opinion, it focuses a lot on the trick room mode, and I don't think it has the right pieces to pull off that trick room mode very well. I think the team needs to shift quite drastically. I think if you want to go to fully support the Mega Forward.
We're going to the next team. Royal Gardevoir FC, coached by Akimazu. I don't know the person. They drafted Basque Legion, Galates, Cameron Mega, Lopunny Mega, Wordeer, Tyranitar, Tsarina, Agram Mega, Liepard, and Typhlosion Hisui. I think his team is quite strong. Basque Legion is one of the best Pokemon in the meta. Lost Respect does so much damage. Typhlosion is very good with Eruption and can't be fake outs, especially with Serena around. I don't understand the Mega Camerot, and that was also a very big snipe for our team. But that besides, the only thing I see is After You from Lopunny and then Eruption Mega Camerot, but that's the only thing.
Also here, I feel like it feels like, and that's the negative version I could put it, but it feels like a mixed bag. Like a team that wants to do a lot of different things. Because you have the sand mode with Tyranitar, but that's the only weather that you have. But you don't have like anything that really abuses that weather. Okay, Mega Aggron. That's the only one. Everything else gets hit by Sandstream damage, which is not something that you want for like a Mega Camerupt, in my opinion. And also not for a Typhlosion and stuff like that. Like he has a lot of Pokemon that want to wear like a sash, as like a Basque Legion and maybe a Leopard. I don't know how Leopard could be run elsewhere. Yeah, Typhlosion can go for Charcoal, or if you really want a Focus Sash. So yeah, it feels a bit weird that he drafted then Tyranitar. Yeah, the Mega Camera was also weird because there's a heavy Trick Room on, and the only one who'd set up Trick Room in this team is then a Weirdeer. And yeah, Galate, of course, but I don't know if that's enough because you don't have also like the big support option. You have Leopard with Prankster, and I think it also has Fake Out. Necessarily not to block priority. So okay, you can get Trick Room up that way because Serena is there. But I think redirection is then a better option because blocking priority is one thing, but they can still go like full ham on your Trick Room setter, and you don't have anything to redirect it, and that's lacking here. The redirection. I don't see anything that can redirect to set up the Trick Room and go for a Mega Camera sweep. Yeah, also like maybe it's also the second team that I see with 3 megas, and I really don't. Maybe that's a general thing. I really don't like it because what are you going to do with the 3 megas? Like what? Like camera up without megas, nothing. Lopunny without mega is nothing, and Aggron without mega is nothing. So I don't. I don't can say the same thing that I said with the Dutch Drillburs, that the megas that they pick can at least use or are usable without their mega stones, even though they hold the mega stone. I don't see that here.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't like it has like interesting pieces like Gallade with sharpness. I think Gallade is generally an underrated mon. Um, maybe it's really bad at MA regulation MA, but I think it can. I think it will do things well. And I think people are underestimating it, or it doesn't click very well in teams at this moment. But it's a good mon. It has coverage. It's a fighting type with a good base stats. Like Justified with Colbur Berry or something is like I think like a really good strategy. Um, for against like the King Gambits out there or other dog types. Okay, you have the Intimidate option with Weird here. Like I said, he has good abilities on his mons, but yeah, it really feels like a mixed bag to me. I can't really like I can't say like, oh, you really want to do that with this team. Um, I think if you want to make a team with this, it's gonna conflict itself. Like it's like this is going to like I see this team self imploding. Um, because you get like I can how I see it at this moment in time is if I were Akimazu and I was prepping for my game for my match and I came into a certain matchup, I wouldn't like I the thing is I would pick like 4 months that I really want to bring in that matchup, and then 2 months that glue everything together. But I miss that piece, like that. So those pieces that can help support or help glue everything together, or do so. And like I said, I can be totally wrong here, but yeah, I'm missing something like that at this moment in time.
Yeah, I think this team would really benefit from a redirection to protect your Trick Room Pokemon, to get Trick Room up for to make a Camerupt, or
Hmm.
redirect incoming attacks for your Aggron or Hisuian Typhlosion, because you want Eruption to do as much damage as you want. And indeed, Tyranitar conflicts with this team really much.
Hmm.
Especially you want Focus Sash on the Liepard or Basical Legion to survive things more. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really conflicting in my opinion. Like I said, if the coach has a really good vision and knows what they want to do with it, I can perfectly see that, and it's gonna take people off guard. I think a lot. Um, but yeah, I don't see like how you can really coherently like have a solid team in the working. But like I said, that's good pieces like Tarantar, Basque Legion, Weirder, Gallade, Typlosion. They're good pieces. They have good base stats. They can do very well. Leopard with a prankster. It can be very annoying. So I can see this team like really going well, but I could also see it implode and go like 0-6 in the draft, but also like 6-0. You know, I
Hmm.
don't see it like it can go either way. My opinion.
Yeah, and also the Megas. You need to
Yeah,
hold the
I'm
Mega
really not
Stone,
a.
so you
I
can't get another item. Um,
No, but it's like if like I said with the drill bursts, you can justify it because okay, you still have a Dragonite and a Scissor, and Dragonite and Scissor are really good mons on their own. But Aggron, Lopunny, and Camerupt are not. They need to Mega Evolve to really
to perform.
um to perform. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
true.
yeah, like if they had like um for example like Mega Garchomp, for example, or Mega Glamora instead of the Mega Lopunny. I would have said like valid, like that could work, and then you have already a better piece, in my opinion. I don't say they don't have to. change Mega Lopunny because the Mega Lopunny is still good in their own. But Mega Glimora is more flexible in that spot because a normal Glimora is still good, even though you don't have the sash, so it is a bit of a disadvantage there. But it's still good, and that's more like a versatile pick. And now, I don't know. It feels really mixed, and maybe it's just me, but I'm not a fan of the 3 megas drafting. You waste a lot of points, in my opinion, for mons that could have done the same thing better for lower points.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically, Camerupt, Mega, and Typhlosion in this team do basically the same thing. You only hit a bit harder with Mega Camerupt, but you waste a Mega slot for that, and you're more weak to more common things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to check if they have they don't. They have Vascal Legion as a water type, and you can run that bulky. So grass, fire grass is there. I'm trying to look at some maybe glaring weaknesses or something, but I don't see I don't see that's the problem maybe with this team. I don't see any glaring weaknesses or like something that can really say, oh yeah, it's gonna like it's just like team building wise. I cannot see it click, and that's maybe a personal preference.
If you bring the team and some Pokemon are if Tyranitar or Mega Lopunny is KO'd, what then? What do you do? It's kind of falling apart after that. If some pieces are KO'd, then you can clean off all the rest. It's hit or miss.
I think we can go to the next team because I think most have been said about the Royal Garvars.
Yes.
But I hope they do well in the draft. I really do.
For sure. All right, Fleshy Fletchunders.
Yeah, the Fleshy Fletchunders by Yidemu. They drafted Pelipper, Archelodon, Mega Venusaur, Spiritomb, Quaquaval, Jolteon, Diggersby, Mega Clefable, Slowbro, and Scissor, with still 3 points remaining as well. They drafted the Rain team. That's obvious. I personally really like this team because they really focused in on that Rain team, the same thing as I did with my Sand team, and they have good pieces with it, like an Archelodon, the Pelipper. I think, like, if I need to compare it with the Golden City Gengar's Rain team, I prefer this one because it has more rain pieces. I need to know how does Volt Absorb work. Is it that if you single target that it gets like redirected to it?
No.
It's just like it absorbs it, yeah. So I think that's like severely missing in this team. I know you have Mega Clefable, never mind. So you have a redirectioner. I think his team solved. He needs to just be careful with the opponent's electric types. He has things that can switch into it, like a Diggersby, a Jolteon, and a Mega Venusaur, or Venusaur in general. I think the Mega Venusaur in this team is also very nice, although Tick Fat helps with fire matchup as well. So fire damage, if this gets set up in rain, Mega Venusaur, like if it can go if rain is set up and Mega Venusaur is on the field, I think it's gonna be really, really annoying to take down. It doesn't get the only setup move is get this curse, I think. But that's not useful for this one. Or Swartans for some reason. I know growth. It can growth. I'm a bit of a fan. The Mega Clefable. Personally, I'm just generally not a fan of Mega Clefable, but that's just me. Because I also think it's a wasted Mega. But it can be good. It does also draft really late into the things, but I don't know. Clefable's still up. Yeah. If I was Yidibu, I would just go for Clefable instead of Mega Clefable. You spare some points out. and you don't waste a mega slot, and maybe you can draft a better mega, because I think in this one there are still good options open. So even some good non-mega slots are still open, and I think that could be more useful. And then you need to see if he really wants to go further with that rain core or not.
I think drafting Slowbro is also not the greatest idea because he has a common weakness. I would prefer Slowbro Galar than regular Slowbro. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you would Mega Venusaur first and not Clefable because Clefable has a flying type and is also weak to electric. So you
Mm-hmm.
make it you make it yourself difficult.
Yeah, but also the regular Clefable has a better ability than Mega Clefable. Like Magic Bounce,
True, true.
it's not the best in this type of format. While, for example, Unaware or Magic Guards, like, okay, you don't have a lot of toxic spam or anything, but yeah, like you can redirect a Will-O-Wisp, but it doesn't do anything to you. Because yeah, but also unaware. Like if you get a Pokemon that is fully setting up, and you can just still clean that with Clefable if you really want to. I don't know how much coverage Clefable has, but it has some. That's actually pretty good coverage. That's fire move. That's ice move, electric move. So like Diggersby, I think is a great pick. Also underrated pick. Huge power is really really good. Normal ground. I don't see if there is like a really glaring weakness here. I also think not. He has a fairy steel dragon core, which is nice. Well, the fire type he doesn't have, which is okay in a raid team. Um, yeah, I think this team can do very very well. And the only thing I just not a fan of is the Mega Clefable. I think he can just draft regular Clefable, has more points open, and then maybe switch it that Slowbro for another Mega slot that could be useful. Maybe like a Mega Pokemon that doesn't need to use its Mega Stone to be useful, but if you really want to, you can use it. And then I think this team can really go the distance.
No, especially because he has 3 spare points.
So he can really like revamp his team quite a bit if he really wants to.
Yeah,
And I
normal.
think that would be a good suggestion also for him.
Mm-hmm. Scuba Squirtles with Coach Spark and Araluban. They drafted King Gambit, Glimora, Oranguru, Scovillain, Torkoal, Clowitzer, Hatterene, Emolga, Tauros Paldea Combats, and Kangaskhan Mega. You can see they drafted the Trick Room team. And
Mm-hmm.
they do not have so much speed in their team, but I don't think it's needed that much. It's really focused on the Trick Room with Torkoal, Hatterene, Oranguru, Clowitzer. They all perform well in Trick Room. You got Redirection with Scovillain, very annoying Pokemon with Spicy Spray. Mm, you got Glimora with Toxic Debris. King Gambit is a really good Pokemon in general. You got Intimidate with Tauros. Mega Kang very bulky
Mm-hmm.
with Fake Out supports. I think not a bad team.
No, I think I agree. Because they also have to buy the first week, same as me. So we decided that we're going to battle each other. And when I was prepping for this team, I had to say it is quite annoying because Megasco Villain is like a really, really annoying redirectioner. It maybe doesn't have the biggest bulk in general, but it can be very bulky. And Rage Powder and then just burning something is like really, really annoying to have. Their stats are also very well balanced on average, if I look at it. The only two mons that I have my doubts by are Clawitzer and Emolga. I think Emolga is for lightning redirection, I think, that they want to prevent.
It's
Uh,
not redirection.
yeah, you could provide, or not redirection. I mean that you get something from it. Does it get like tailwind or something? No, it doesn't get tailwinds. So yeah, I don't know why Emolga is drafted per se. Same for Clawwitcher, except for that Clawwitcher is slow, and under Trick Room it can do a lot of damage with Mega Launcher and does a lot of coverage. But then you have Torkoal, so you really want to go Sunroom, so why Clawwitcher then? That's a bit of the mixed thing there. They have like really, really solid options with Kingambit, Glamora, Oranguru, Torkoal, Hatterene. Like, those are like probably their main pieces that you need to worry about, but they spend a lot of points doing that. And then also Mega Kangaskhan. Mega Kangaskhan is one other base that can work into Tailwind and Trick Room as well. So it I can see it working that way. I don't see like I must say a Tailwind setter directly because they don't want to focus so much on I think on the Trick Room mode. All their speedy mons were drafted in the last 3 rounds that get above the 100 base speed or hit that speed. Do I see a fake out or a Mega Kangaskhan, of course, redirection or a Mega Scoville? I think this team is really good, but yeah, what I maybe would have done instead of I get the Glimora pick because it's a really good pick against like the Sun teams that are there, and Rock type and Poison type is really good coverage. But personally, I maybe would have went for like Mega Aerodactyl, which gives you a tail room option, gives you tailwind option as well to provide for a Tauros for some or something or a King Gambit or something like that if you really want to. But yeah, if you draft that or change that option, then maybe you need to change your whole draft because the whole team is really focused on getting the Trick Room up, I think. And then maybe a Revenge Killer in a Mega Kangaskhan. And yeah, I think that's the only thing where I can see this team fall flat. Same thing that we said with the Malicious Mismagius. Trick Room is hard to set up in this format. Now they have 2 really solid Trick Room setters, and Oranguru with Instruct can be very, very annoying. Especially with the Torkoal also the same team. So I prefer this Trick Room team above the Malicious Mismagius Trick Room team. But yeah, it only hits that note of a Trick Room team in the whole draft. And I think that can cost them some games here and there. But no, overall, not a good team. That's like really nitpicky for me that I'm going against because they have like really, really solid pieces. Even their low picks are still solid mons that can work well in this team. So yeah, it's a really hard team to draft against or prep against because they have those solid pieces lying around.
I do think they miss something outside of Trick Room, but all around it's a quite good team.
And if they against an opponent that can totally deny the Trick Room, they're going to have a really, really hard matchup.
Yeah.
But I think maybe that's generally.
And I don't understand Amolga as well. What the value is in the team, what it provides.
It provides an electric option for them to do electric damage. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But I think maybe if I don't know if there are other solid options, like maybe if they drafted another Mega of Mega Kangaskhan, because I also feel like I could see Mega Kang working here. But maybe if you want to go like a different route, you can use the average points maybe for changing Emolga for like a Pikachu, and then Pikachu is like could perform better in this team because then you have like the Lightning Rod ability. Yeah, I think the only 2 odd ones here are the Clawwitzer and Emolga, in my opinion. For the rest, very solid team with no real downsides. that I could directly see. Maybe Earthquake weak. That's the thing. They are very like ground weak.
That's true. That's
But
true.
yeah, Mega Skull villain, like just instant burning. Any move that goes against it, that puts your people on a timer. Let's go maybe to the next team.
Yes.
Next team is the Dreepy City by Shadow Vivke and Maverick as coaches, with Mega Gardevoir, Sneasler, Empoleon, Zoroark, Hisui, Vivillon, Rotomoth, Mega Steelix, Mega Tyranitar, Araquanid, and Manectric. Once again, 3 megas. I don't know what people have eaten in this blue division that they all think 3 megas is a thing. I get the 2 megas. I get why they drafted the Mega Tyranitar and the Mega Steelix. Because Wolfie did really really well at that with Indianapolis, and where that just happened before we did this draft. But I know Shadowfaith is a very good battler, but I think to pull that off is like only like I always say the only one who can really pull off Wolfie teams is Wolfie. Only Wolfie can really pull that off very well. Especially like this gimmicky team, knowing when you want to evolve Mega Steelix or Tyranitar for certain roles and stuff. So I am skeptic about that side. Either way, they can still drop Mega Steelix for another Mon, and then you will be fine. And then they still have a solid team, in my opinion. Mega Gardevoir as a second Mega, it's really, really good. Combines very well with a Mega Tyranitar. Both Mons don't need to Mega Evolve, especially. Because either side are very well. Mega Gardevoir needs to Mega Evolve a bit more at certain times, because just Pixelate Hyper Voice is very very strong. I think they did a very good draft. The only thing that I'm currently missing in this team is a Firemon, like a good Firemon. In my opinion, and then we come back to that same argument. If you just use the points of a Mega Evolution instead and use it for a good Firemon, you get better things. And I saw that Incineroar is still open in this division, so it's an option. And if they can figure out to maybe like put Incineroar in this team, I think this is like a very very solid team. But like I said, Incineroar is quite as expensive that they need to change quite a bit. They have Rotom for pivot. Is a really good, like, I always see like Rotom Heat, Rotom Wash, and Rotom Maw as like the 3 main Rotom forms that you want to draft. Because they like the moves that they use are always really really good. Just the typing is a bit better on the first two. Empoleon, also I think an underrated mon, because it has Defiant. Not a lot of people know about that. It has quite good coverage on a lot of things. Oh no, it doesn't have Defiant anymore. That's competitive, even better. So yeah, I think a really good mon, like an offensive version of Milotic. So yeah, I think that's really really good. Vivillon, like it's a good like Rage Powder user, Hurricanes, but it can spam Hurricanes thanks to Compound Eyes. That's Friend Guard, which can also help. Araquanid, also good mon with Water Absorb. Although you don't really need that Water Absorb, and you're probably not going to use it because Water Bubble is better. A Zork, Hisui with Illusion. Yeah, I think a lot of solid mons here.
Yeah, I think it's a solid team overall. I really like the Empoleon and the Zora Kisui. so you have to be careful to click close combat on the T-Tar.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Mega Steelix is a good Mega, but it's a bit overkill in this team. You got Gardevoir and
Yeah.
Tyranitar, so you don't really need Steelix. You got the Reckonit with White Guard, so I think you could draft it something else
Yeah.
than Mega Steelix.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm also missing aside from the good fire type is the dragon type.
Yeah, Dragon or Fire. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Those are because now you don't really have like Thor or something. They have good mons, but they don't have like a core thing going at this moment in time. But yeah, they have like they have a really good team. A lot of like nuances. Like if you have always with the Hisuian Zoroark, the mind games just happen turn one. If you see if they bring it, so that's always an advantage. But like I said, I think if they could bring in like a good fire type and a dragon type, this team could be a lot better.
Yeah.
Although I think if they want to do that, yeah, you could change a Mega Steelix, but then yeah, you don't have a lot of good points. I don't think there are a lot of mons or good mons for 5 points that are dragon type. Gudra, like it's a very bulky option, and I think it can still do well in this kind of team. I think. Of how many points is Hisuian Gudra? That's 7 points. Okay, so that will be a bit more annoying then to get that. Overall, really good team. I just don't like the other two teams that had that the 3 megas. I don't agree with, but I can see it more here than in the other two examples.
Yeah.
Like if I have to rank the 3 teams with the 3 megas, I would say it would be really close with Drillburst and Dreepy Cities on 1 and 2nd place, and then I would go for the Royal Gardevoirs at 3rd place. Because you can argue both arguments for why the Dreepies use this 3 megas here. I can see it with like I said, how Wolfie pulled it off in the Appalus with Mega Tyrant or Mega Steelix. But yeah, that's a hyper-specific scenario in a very different kind of format. So I don't know how well it will play out here. But they have the capability of doing well because they're good trainers, and they have like really solid pieces. And there they have like a pivot mon, they have a wide guard, they have redirection, they have they have the fastest fake out of the game, they have mind games with Hisuian Zoroark, they have good special attack. Like if you look at their stats are like really really even across the board. So yeah, a really really solid team.
Right, we're going to the next and last team.
Yeah, the last one.
The Lanfer Gogots, that is coached by Murph and me. We drafted Blastoise Mega, Sinistcha, Heliolisk, Sableye, Politoed, Palafin, Talonflame, Alcremie, Lucario, and Absol. I want to say, our first draft one was completely different. We were planning to draft Mega Camerupt and Mega Crabominable, but that Mega Camerupt was sniped big time. So our draft plan had to switch all over to something else. And then Murph came to the idea to make our team fully rain team with Mega Blastoise. Our picks were, you got Sinistcha with Redirection to protect the Blastoise and get Shell Smash. And then in Rain with Water Spouts, it will hurt a lot of things. Heliolisk is very nice for Shatil. Then we got Talonflame for speed control. Palafin that also benefits from the rain from Politoads. Then we got some fake out support with Sableye. We can quash some things. We can set some screens. Then Lucario is more protected from fire moves. It can do a lot of damage. It's also very versatile. I think our team has maybe uh not the most damage outputs, and some Pokemon are frail. So I think that's a weakness of ours.
Overall, if I look at your team, it's, in my opinion, quite solid. With it is also a raid team. Like this is like the cheap, yeah, like also a cheap version of Rain, but no offense, of course. But I think you drafted some good Rain pieces. Tenisha is also really nice indeed in this team because to keep your your Politoed, your Blastoise healthy if you want. Yeah, the only thing I'm really missing in the team is also Dragon type because a lot of good ones were still available. If I see at the draft. Um, Mega Lucario, I can really see it working if you don't want to water spout spam with Blastoise. I can see that. And Mega Lucario, like it can run mixed. Adaptability is really strong. It has really good moves. The only thing that's a bit unfortunate is it doesn't have like a lot of spread moves, if I'm correct. Let's see, it also has Quick Guard, if I recall, so that's also nice. To protect maybe your Talonflame if that scenario comes up, to keep its Gale Wings going. Although I don't think the Gale Wings will work more than once. But yeah, I think overall, I think it's a good team. There's something else that I'm really, really missing. Yeah, the only thing I also need to be careful of is like you have a lot of electric weakness, and not a lot of things that can easily take that, or at least get a good take it neutral or yeah super effective. I think. So I think that's like something to be wary of. I also was curious about the Absol. Why you drafted that one? Without showing too much of your strategies, of course. Like if it was like, oh shit, we needed a 1 point pick, and Absol was nice, or it was more like conscious pick.
No, it was more like Absol is there. not
Ah, okay, yeah,
not that it fits too much on the team, but a bit more damage output. I don't know.
yeah, that way. No, I can see that. Yeah, I think it's. I think overall really solid team. But I think that yeah, that's what I said. I think what you need to be careful of is electric types. You have a good fire. Yeah, you have a lot of good fire water grass cores, which is Shutdown Flame, Blastoise, or Palafin are really good options. I think you could have done really, really well with a Dragon type, although I don't know which one would have worked in this team.
Mm-hmm.
The Alchemy is also a really, really nice pick, in my opinion, because you can do a lot of shenanigans with that. And I think that yeah, that can really surprise get people off guard. It's a really good supportive mon that gets overlooked a lot of times. Yeah, Sableye with screens is always annoying, and the quash and stuff. So yeah, I think overall a good team, but yeah, I think you really need to be careful of the weaknesses that your team have and try to cover for that as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I think on damage output wise, I think you're doing very well. If you look at the averages, 94 for physical attack and 103 for special, I think that's really, really good. So don't bonk yourself too much on the head of it. And Palafin and Rain, that damage with Jet Punch priority, that's insane. And only one or two people have priority blockers because yeah, there are only two. So and Palafin is still one or the base. It's like a really good speed tier still
Mm-hmm.
to hit. and I think it has coverage in Ice Punch, if I recall. I'm not quite sure. Have a look at Palafin. Yeah, it gets Ice Punch. It also gets Throw Chop. So as a dark coverage, if you really want to, for some cases, for like a Farigiraf. So it has options.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So I think a really solid team.
Yeah, I think so too. Like you said, I think we have to prep carefully to cover our weaknesses.
Yeah. But you have like a solid team idea that is going that you have going as well. But the thing is also, yeah, I think you drafted a solid draft, especially if you need to start mid draft from or like the beginning of draft from scratch,
Hmm.
because of the snipe of Mega Camerupt. So I get that, but I to be honest, I don't know what that route of Mega Camerupt would have looked like, but I think that this one is like a very good option as well.
Yes.
Oh, anything else to add to it?
No, I think we have covered all.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's everything for the blue division as well. Maybe to close everything out, yeah, these were our opinions on all the teams from the red and blue division of the Pokeplay Pro League. Like we said at the beginning, it's just for fun. We can be wrong. You can laugh at me if I am wrong. I don't mind. So don't be too harsh about our takes, of course. If you disagree, always be polite. If you agree, um, that's fine, of course. Just keep it friendly with everyone, and yeah, let's see how the draft league is going this year.
I'm excited. I think everyone has drafted what he wanted. Um, we are in the mega era. I would
Mm-hmm.
say, in the champions. The first time we play megas.
A long time.
Yeah, yeah, we will see.
Yeah. The only thing that I maybe want to add at the last is like it's really fun to see how different priorities were laid on different Pokemon depending on which division. Like if I look at my division, I think the main threats or like big threats are all out. Except for like Basque Legion is still open in our thing. Mega Glamora is still open. But then like a thing like let's see, yeah, Mega Aerodactyl is picked in our draft league. So it's really cool to see how the different divisions looked upon certain things.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
that was the last thing I could say. That was all.
Yes. Okay.
No,
But
but everyone have fun with the draft.
yes, good luck. Have fun. Bye bye.
Bye bye.